So I'll jump in with this. As John mentioned, every year, at least every year, let me say it that way, at least every year, you should be going through an internal checklist to make sure that what you've done is compliant with California law, that you're putting forward policies that are the strongest, best, and actually understood by your management team, and making sure that you are ahead of the curve rather than behind the eight ball. First and foremost, performing an annual audit of all your employment practices, policies, and procedures. This includes updating your handbook. Today, I gave you 4 different places your handbook needs to be updated for 2024. You should be getting that out to your employees ASAP. I like it out by January 1st. I know that's not practical for a lot of businesses, but you should be going through it, making sure that what you have in your handbook is actually what you do in practice. Because if it's on paper and you're not following through with it, it's not worth the paper it's written on. Maintaining written job descriptions for every category of employment. This includes your exempt and your non-exempt folks. This is great for when you have to post those ads that we talked about, the pay transparency reporting, right? You need to know what you're hiring for and what role and what their responsibilities are. And these should be highly detailed. The job descriptions should also include what I call ADA compliant requirements. How much bending, stooping, lifting, sitting, standing, visual acuity, manual dexterity, or typing ability is required for every one of these practices, every one of your roles. If you do not have an ADA checklist, email me. I will send you mine. You can go down and you can create it to match with what the business does and what that particular role is going to do for within your business. Auditing your exempt employees classification. Guys, I will say that 1 in every 3 lawsuits that I'm dealing with right now has something to do with a misclassification of the exemption standards. It is a huge area that is being cracked down on by many employees as they go out the door. They find an attorney, they are determined to be misclassified, and they bring a large, either a PAGA or class action lawsuit. Making sure that everybody is truly exempt is a key part of your business. What John talked about, planning, at the beginning of every month, you should be doing this on a regular basis with your employees. Updating wage claim release language. Everybody who punches in and out for your business, non-exempt employees, they should be punching in at the beginning of the day, out for lunch, back from lunch, and out at the end of the day. They should have a chance to review those punches at the end of every work week or every payroll period, whichever one you use. And then they should be signing, saying, all of the hours reflected above on this timesheet are true and accurate to the best of my recollection. I received all of my prescribed meals and rest periods, and I did not sustain any known on-the-job injuries. If you need the language, email me. I'll send it to you. Because at the bottom of the timesheet, the employee signs it, they date it. It is very, very valuable information if later on the employee comes back and says, oh, well, I worked off the clock, or, oh, I never got a lunch period. And we see a lot of those cases get struck down because we have those declarations. If you have an employee arbitration agreement, I would encourage you to update it. There were 2 new cases that came out last year that we didn't have time to talk about today, the Adolfo and the Duran case. You do need to tailor your arbitration agreements to accommodate and to incorporate those 2 new cases. So if you have arbitration agreements, send it to counsel, update it, and reissue to all of your employees. And then finally, if you haven't obtained Employment Practices Liability Insurance, talk to your broker. Talk to them quickly. Getting a policy in place is a great safety net for your business. These are not inexpensive policies in California. Why? Because the insurance companies know everything that you know. It is tough to do business in California, but it is certainly a good peace of mind for you to know that you've got that safety net in case of litigation down the road. John?
Yeah, absolutely. This is all great. Make sure, take a screenshot of this or email Brian so you can get a copy of this, because this is obviously critical for the health of your business. So a couple things.